What if I told you that the biggest video game on Earth was created by one guy in a tiny apartment? That it didn't start with a billion-dollar company or a massive team, but with one quiet programmer and a dream? And what if I told you that same dream almost destroyed him? This is the wild story of how Minecraft went from an ugly little sandbox game to a cultural phenomenon that changed gaming forever, and how its creator, Markus Persson, aka Notch, walked away from all of it. Before the fame, before the millions, before the game that changed everything, Markus Persson was just another coder in Stockholm. By day, he worked at a game studio, writing thousands of lines of code for games he didn't care about. Projects that were rushed, unpolished, and dictated by executives who didn't even play games. He was tired, burned out, and quietly dreaming of something else. At night, when everyone else went home, Markus stayed up, tinkering with small ideas. Nothing polished, nothing commercial, just code for fun. He wanted to build a game that brought back the feeling he had as a kid. That pure sense of freedom when you dump a box of Lego on the floor and just start building. No story, no end goal, just infinite possibility. In May 2009 he started working on it. Just for himself. It was ugly, glitchy, made entirely of blocks. But something about it felt right. He called it Minecraft. There was only one problem. Nobody else saw the potential. He showed it to friends. They didn't get it. He shared it on forums. No response. He even sent early builds to small game publishers, and they all passed. For a moment, Markus thought maybe they were right. Maybe the game was too weird, too simple, too niche, and for a few days, he considered giving up. But something inside him, something stubborn, said, keep going. So instead of chasing approval, he uploaded the unfinished prototype to an obscure indie game forum, added a PayPal button, set the price to $13, and walked away thinking maybe, just maybe, someone out there would find it fun. He went to bed with zero expectations, but the next morning, everything changed. Markus opened his email and stared at his PayPal balance. There it was, one sale, then two, then five. By the end of the week, dozens. It wasn't just luck, it was spreading. Players were sharing it on forums. YouTubers started uploading early Let's Plays, even though the game barely had textures or sound. Minecraft didn't tell you what to do, it didn't even teach you the controls, but that's what made it special. You could dig straight down, you could build to the sky, you could fight off skeletons at night, raise pigs in the day, and build a house made entirely of lava if you wanted. There were no instructions, just imagination. And people loved it. Markus couldn't believe it. He started updating the game every week, listening to the community, adding features they asked for, new blocks, animals, redstone, survival mode. The feedback loop was instant. Players weren't just playing the game, they were helping build it. The community was obsessed, sharing maps, creating mods, building massive cities, even recreating the entire Earth, block by block. Minecraft was no longer just a game, it was becoming a movement. But behind the scenes, the pressure was building. Markus was still working solo, still responding to every email, still pushing out updates, sometimes daily. He had no office, no team, no rest, and as the game exploded, so did the expectations. By 2010, Minecraft had over 1 million registered users. Servers were crashing, fans were begging for new content, YouTubers were making careers off Minecraft videos. But to the outside world it still looked like a fluke, a strange blocky indie game with no real point. To Markus it felt like a runaway train. He was debugging server issues at 3 a.m., coding for 14 hours a day, answering customer support emails himself, fielding angry Reddit threads about updates that broke old saves. But success came with its own problems. He couldn't go out without checking his phone. He couldn't sleep without dreaming about code. And every time he fixed one problem, 10 more showed up. What made it harder was that he was alone. He hired a small team, moved into an office, formed a company Mojang. It should have made things easier. But even with a few hired devs helping out, all the weight of the game, its future, its direction, its drama, still fell on him. One of his updates introduced a game-breaking bug. A player lost 80 hours of progress and made a video calling Markus incompetent. It went viral. Suddenly thousands of strangers were in his mentions, insulting him, mocking his code, saying he was ruining the game. He tried to laugh it off, but inside, it cut deep. He didn't want to disappoint anyone. But the pressure of being the sole creator of this cultural force was unbearable. He felt trapped by his own success. The thing that gave him purpose was now draining him. And yet, he kept going. Even when friends told him to take a break, even when fans told him to get it together. Even when deep down he knew he couldn't keep this up forever. By 2014, Minecraft wasn't just a hit. It was a global phenomenon. Minecraft was on phones, on consoles, in classrooms. Celebrities were playing it. Books were being written about it. Even the United Nations used it to teach urban planning. NASA used it to simulate space stations. Microsoft was watching closely. It had sold over 50 million copies. And Markus? He was worth hundreds of millions. But none of that made him feel better. He tweeted strange things at 3 a.m. He talked openly about being lonely. He admitted he felt like an imposter, even after changing the world of gaming. "I don't feel like I belong here," he once wrote. "I feel like I don't have a purpose anymore." That's when Microsoft came calling. No negotiations, no back and forth. They wanted everything, the game, the company, the brand, and Markus saw a way out. Markus didn't do it for the money, he already had plenty. He did it because Minecraft had grown too big for him. The community needed a machine behind it, a full studio, infrastructure, stability, and he needed peace. The day the deal went through, Markus left Mojang forever. He didn't announce it with a speech, he didn't throw a farewell party, he just posted a short blog that ended with 4 words, "I'm not a CEO." He bought a mansion in Beverly Hills, hung out with celebrities, threw extravagant parties. But the fame didn't fill the hole. He said he missed the early days, before the pressure, before the noise, when it was just him and his computer, building something weird and wonderful, and maybe that's the cost of creation. You make something the world falls in love with, but sometimes it leaves you behind. Mojang, under Microsoft, grew the game to new heights, adding features, partnering with brands, launching spin-offs. Minecraft became timeless, and even without its original creator, it never stopped growing. Minecraft is more than a game. It's a platform, a tool, a generation's digital playground. And it all started with one tired developer refusing to give up. But did you know Minecraft almost wasn't the biggest game on Earth? That at one point, another block-based game, Roblox, was quietly building its own empire? Or that YouTube, the very platform that helped Minecraft explode, almost shut down in its early days? The stories behind the games we love are rarely clean. They're messy, emotional, and filled with moments where it almost didn't happen. If you thought Minecraft's rise was crazy, wait until you hear what almost destroyed YouTube. Because if things had gone just a little differently, we might be living in a very different internet.